Good afternoon. This is James Amissah of the Brew show, and I'm here with one of the kings when it comes to sports, not only in the country but on the continent and globe as a whole. The ruler, Ekow Essilfie. Ekow, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good, James. I hope you're fine.
I'm fine. I'm
Good,
fine.
good.
For those of you who are unaware, Ekow is also the host of Team Talk on Asaase Radio every Saturday from 11 a.m. So make sure you tune into the show this weekend. Ekow, we've done a series on whether footballers are being overworked, and it is fitting that I let you crown the segment with your perspective.
All right, James. You know, for me, I think that indeed these footballers are overworked. Recently the PFA came out to say that the players have gotten to a breaking point. Just recently, Rodri came out to talk about the fact that they are getting to a point where they could strike. And then after Rodri, there was another player who just spoke about it, I think 2 days ago, also talking about the fact that if the footballing world wants to see quality, then the number of games that they are playing will not allow them to churn out the quality that people would love to see from them. So there's a good reason for the football authorities to look at the number of games. How can a player play 66 games in a season? He's a human being, for Christ's sake. And these players come out always wanting to get the best result for their teams. Okay. We as spectators or watchers of the game would always want to see players churning out quality for us. So that if these players are overburdened with a lot of games, all in the interest of FIFA making lots of money out of them, then we are putting these players' lives at risk. Indirectly, you are not serving the football watchers and soccer fans, because they will come onto the field with Pyrex legs, tired legs, and they will not churn out the quality that we want, so that football will be that exciting for all of us to see. So for me, I think that I would want to agree with Fifth Pro, especially when they said that the players have gone beyond their limit due to the exhaustion from the schedule and demands of the calendar, domestic and international football, and most especially with international football. If it's with the domestic games, I think that the number of games that they play are manageable. But with the introduction of other competitions, the increase in the number of teams in the Champions League and all of that, I think that it puts a lot of pressure, a huge toll on these players. And it's the reason why maybe some way, somehow, we do not experience the kind of quality that we want to see from these players. So something must be done about it. Even some 20 years, a little over 20 years ago, I think Patrick Vieira had cause to also complain about that, because at that time he played about 66 games in a season. And he said sometimes when he wakes up, he couldn't even wake up from bed because he feels so tired. Every part of his body was tired. So first of all, let's give it a human face. Let's the authorities, football authorities, give this a human face and listen to these players. I'm sure that if they want to change quality for us, then they would have to listen to the players, because we are the consumers. We are the final consumers of the game. If we don't watch, what else will FIFA be doing? The big sponsorship that they are getting. If the fans decide not to watch these games because they are boring, because players are not churning out quality, what becomes of the sponsorship deals that they get from corporate institutions and all of that? So I want to agree with the players that are overburdened. But some will also come in and say, okay, will these players agree to a cut in their salaries so that we also reduce the number of matches that will be played? I'm not sure it would be fair for anybody to make that, assessment. Whichever way you look at it, I'm on the side of the players who have complained that the numbers are just too high for them. And if you are a fan of quality, if you want to see quality, then we must find a way to reduce the number of competitions. And some of them are very unnecessary. So for me, those are my thoughts on whether the players are being overworked or not. Thank you.
So there seems to be a general consensus that they are being overworked. So I'll put this question to you. What do you think could be done short term and then finally long term? We know eventually we want to probably say reduction of games, but is that also feasible?
Okay, so it should be feasible because, yes, for the league games, yes. For me, I think they are cast in stone for the league games, but the international games can be controlled. Some of the international breaks for me are unnecessary. Some of the tournaments that we play in a year, for me, I think some just do not. They've outlived their times, and let's stick with the major. So the league, maybe the Cup of Nations, African Cup of Nations, the Euros, the World Cup, and the Champions League and the Europa are also there. Okay, so maybe the calendar year we're looking at 3 competitions in addition to the 2 competitions in addition to the domestic league. I think that should be fine. So it's not about reducing the league, the number of games in the league that one plays, but reducing the number of international matches, which some for me are useless.
I think I share your sentiments because there was a time where people were complaining about the amount of international friendlies, especially for European countries.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden we heard they were scrapping meaningless friendlies. I think that's how they describe it. Only for them to replace it with the Nations League.
Yes. And for me, the Nations League is one of the most useless tournaments. The Nations League, trust me, maybe I'm being overly blunt, but I think it's one of the most useless tournaments that we are witnessing. I don't know what it brings, but I think that it should be scrapped.
Because if we look at CAF's version of it, when CAF introduced CHAN, they made it clear that it was for locally based players. So it eases the workload on the, should I say, the traditional core of the national teams.
Yes.
If you happen to be in a country where most of the national team members are coming from the local league, then that's a different kettle of fish. But that was more the saving the players than burdening the players. But with the Nations League, it's the same squad you see for the Euro qualifiers. It's the same squad that you see for the World Cup qualifiers.
Yeah.
So European-based teams will play 3 different sets of international tournaments qualifiers in a space of 2 years.
Yeah. So I think that maybe the Nations League should be equivalent to the CHAN. But even that, most of these players are in Europe.
And are playing in their leagues.
And they are playing in their leagues. So it will be very difficult. So for me, I think that there should be a total scrap of that Nations League idea. I don't support it. Let's take it off and then ease the pressure on the players so they give us quality every time. And I'm so sad for a player like Rodri. I mean, very integral, part of the Manchester City team, and on their way to win the treble, he was immense. I mean, he's the reason why Manchester City got to where they got to. And having to lose him around this time, at this time of the season, is a huge blow. I'm sure that Pep will be licking his fingers and thinking, what could be done? Maybe in January he has to look into the market and bring in a player to replace Rodri. But the quality that guy brings into the City team is huge, and I do not know who which other player could be brought in immediately and then will fit into the scheme of things of Pep and then get the team going. I think since he played for City and on their way to win the treble, City lost just about 2 games without him. Okay, so whenever he's in the team, he makes the team tick. And there's a player who played over 60 games or 68 games, and at a point he was complaining that he was tired. And so this injury was always coming. And I think it's a wake-up call to the to football administrators, to the big people at the hierarchy, at the football hierarchy, to look at some of the useless competitions that they are overburdening these players with.
Thank you, the ruler, for your submission. And in signing out, I'll let you share your social media handles with the audience.
Okay, so on X, you can just go onto X and look for @Nigispan. That is NIGYYSPN. Okay, so NIGYYSPN. That's on X. That's where you can find me. You see the ruler, then you can just follow me there. And then on Facebook, it's Ekow Essilfie. Ekow Essilfie. So just go on Facebook. And if you're on IG and you want to follow me on IG, I don't know if. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Okay, so on IG, you can just go there and look for Ekow Essilfie. So Ekow Essilfie on Facebook, Ekow Essilfie on IG, and then on X, it's the ruler or Nigispan, @Nigispan. You can get me there.
Thank you, Ekow. And guys, remember to tune in to Team Talk on Saturday at 11 a.m. This and every Saturday at 11 a.m. on Asaase Radio 99.5 in Accra and all our sister stations as well.
Yeah, in Tamale, in Kumasi, in Cape Coast, and here.
And also on Facebook when we go live as well.
Yes, we're always live on Facebook. You can always check us out on Facebook, Asaase 99.5, and then you follow us there. Watch us, share, watch and share everything about Asaase, especially with the sports.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Guys, once again, this was James of the Brew Show bringing this video to you. You can find James on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and Threads. And you can find the Brew Show on each of those platforms as well, barring TikTok. So, guys, enjoy your weekend and catch you same time next time.